think Thomas, you can go ahead and start the interview.
Okay. So, I mean, Kausar, we already had the pleasure to have a conversation, and this was more intended to give Sebastian the chance to get to know you.
Okay.
And so let's try and do that. And what I would like to begin with is that you talk a little bit about yourself and about your what is your passion, and why you believe that what we intend to do with Motherland is a useful thing, and then what you would do. What's your
Okay.
what your drive is. Yeah.
Okay. I hold a bachelor degree in microbiology. I'm currently waiting my master's result. As part of my course, I worked in the hospital where I was posted to different units, to antenatal unit, immunization unit, guidance and counseling unit. In the immunization unit where I was the immunization officer, I was in charge of records where I document data of babies, their mothers brought them for vaccination. So I will document whether it is their first dose, second dose, final dose, and I will report to the medical professional to dispatch the vaccine for the mother. My main role was like the linkage between the medical professionals and the mothers. After the vaccination, the medical professionals will communicate to us if this is the final vaccine or there's another batch. Then we'll make a schedule of the immunization routine for the mothers and communicate to them. During my 1-year mandatory service, I was a tutor in one of the high school where I taught biology to high school students. Always after the class, I used to seize the opportunity and remind the high school student the importance to give back to their environment, to explore their environment for better features, mineral resources. As an African, not even in Nigeria, we are blessed with fertile land and mineral resources, because there's always the mindset, especially here in Nigeria, that better opportunities are always in the big city. Where I live is a small town, so I always see that there's problems that need to be solved using entrepreneurship skills. So I always seize this opportunity to coach the student. That's why during my university days, I lead a team, a volunteers team, as part of community service, as part of community development service group, where we used to visit high schools and educate the student on danger of drug abuse, and also how to be an entrepreneur, because recently this entrepreneur course was introduced across all the institutions in Nigeria as a compulsory course. So we seize this opportunity to guide this high school student to prepare their mind when they went into the university. Like, it will be like a revision for them. They already have this background. So, and
I have a question.
Yeah.
So yes. When you say entrepreneur, what is an entrepreneur in your perspective? Because that's my first question. What's an entrepreneur for you?
Okay, so to me, an entrepreneur is a person that looks for a problem in his community and finds solution to this problem by engaging. Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
By engaging, by patronizing the local products in his community, finding solutions. As for example, now I have been observing a problem that we are having here, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, where apart in the first part of the year and last part of the year, there are some vegetables that are always not available, like they are seasonal. And these vegetables are they have high content of nutrients where we need them for growth. So I have observed this problem. Then I say, why we can't venture? There's supply of this vegetable, but it's shortage because of the demand. And even when there's present, they are very expensive. Many households cannot afford it. So I came with that idea. I said, why not we go into irrigation farming? Engaging, we have a lot of graduates that are jobless. Why not engaging this graduate in doing irrigation farming? By doing this, we are creating employment to this graduate. We are boosting our local economy, and this vegetable will be available to many households at an affordable price. And plus, I'm advocating for changing the mindset of our people that always in the cities, that's where better opportunities is. So why not to utilize this resource that we have in our small time, develop it, be self-dependent instead of always going for the cities. As some even thinking it's only there is better opportunities. No, we're always seeing this, and there's a lot of problems that need to be solved. From that's my own perspective of understanding of an entrepreneur.
Nice. Yeah. I like it.
Plus, we have okay.
I just have a question. Would you say about yourself that you are an entrepreneur?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have. That's if I can look it this way. Yeah, since I'm finding solutions, I'm trying to like. How can I say this? There is a demand. I'm trying to meet this demand of my society.
Okay, nice. All right. Sorry, but I interrupted you earlier. I just was curious about the entrepreneurship thing. So, you.
Okay, sir.
You were still talking about yourself, and then the question after that is, what is your perspective on motherland, and what would your engagement be there? How do you see that? Just go ahead.
Motherland. Okay, sir. Motherland. The goals of Motherland are in line with my passion to help and assist my community. So I think with the experience I gained along the line and my passion to assist my community, and think this. I'm confident that this will help me to fit in role, and plus Nigeria, where we have the highest population in Africa. So empowering this youth, helping them, I think the change and the impact will not only be felt in Nigeria, even in Africa at large.
Yeah.
So, Thomas,
yeah, sure.
sorry, just to remind her the impact of this on the target audience that the Motherland wants to help. You want to say anything about that?
So,
group of people they want to assist. So do you have anything to say about their target group? They want to reduce poverty in the rural areas, help women, help young men to stop migrating to cities. Do you have anything about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say it now.
Thank you. Kausa, you're muted. I muted you because there's an echo between the two of you. Great. Yeah.
As he said earlier, the target group, that is the youth and the women in rural area. What I can say about that is that women, I think like they're the most vulnerable part of the society. So when empowering them, giving them this empowerment, they will be like self-sufficient, especially like if they're widows, they have kids, they have bills to pay, going to children, going to go to schools. So I think by empowering them, at least we're giving them like a sense of safe. They are now safe in their comfort zone in rural areas, they are safe and they are self-dependent. And this youth, I see, like, especially what I said earlier, that in Nigeria we have high, we are the largest in population in Africa. So the youth, especially those up in the rural area, if we empower them, at least we are telling them that in the rural area we can build a self-sufficient local economy.
Mhm. Mhm.
And also challenging their
Yeah, perfect. I agree, and this is exactly what we want to do. Now the problem is that we are in Germany, and then other problem is that Sebastian and I are white. We have no idea about Africa. Like it's
exactly.
us talking about Africa is as ridiculous as you talking about the state in Germany, right? You probably know more about Germany than I know about Nigeria. So this is why it's of vital importance that you can take the lead in the organization of this establishment of a new local economy, right? Step by step and with all of the support. So this is why I asked, do you think you're entrepreneurial? Because that is deeply entrepreneurial
Yes,
exercise, right? So how do you envision your activity? So if we say, okay, let's go, what would you decide that is the most important things that need to be done as the first steps?
As the first thing, we have to these communities that we want to maybe need to start up in this community. First, we have to know these communities, make a list of these communities, maybe pay a visit to be familiar with the people of the communities, if like they will accept this or not accept this, and then after that, I think we tabulate their needs and see which one is the priority to start with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good first step. Yeah, I agree to that. So let's then assume that now we have decided on one of the communities. What would you do next?
If we already decided the community, we want to implement it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I think after doing all this, then we will start to see and we will start thinking, how are we going to change the startup with each other? Because as what I get from is Motherland is not only empowering an individual, but like creating a different startup, linking them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In a chain.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I think that's how we are gonna start doing it. Seeing what is step by step, then which one we are going to start with, and which one will be the next, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So I think
and please,
yeah,
is Motherland target have a target number of beneficiaries it's going to cover?
Good question. So we want to, as a first step, we want to learn with a small community, right? So in the beginning, we want to work with a small group of farmers and their families. And the reason why we want to start so small is because we want to learn exactly how we can create a local economy with them. And only once we've learned that, then as a next step, we want to take that, the solution, so the sort of the material solution, the material technology, which is the software, maybe hardware, things like that, and the immaterial technology, which is the cultural know-how of how to bring this into a new community, right? So this is what you would be doing.
Okay.
So let's say you can imagine this kind of like as a let's say there's an operating system like the operating system on your phone, and it helps that community organize itself. And there are certain apps or plugins that help make this better, right? So the first step is to find out
Yes.
what are the plugins they need, what apps do they need, yeah. And then the second step is, once that is all put together and working, to take this to the next community. Now, this is an important step, because when somebody comes walking into a community, why should they trust this person that this is actually something that helps them, right? That's not obvious. And so that's that is very hard, and that is something that we all together need to learn of how to do that, right? And I can imagine that your experience with what you did at university could help you with that, to go and speak with people, yes, and help them understand why there's actually a benefit for them in doing that. But this is the kind of work you would be doing, right? Really hands-on.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Councillor, have you understood the comment just Thomas made? In a nutshell, what he's saying, what they are bringing, or what we are trying to bring in is new. When you bring in new things to people, they begin to wonder if there's anything useful to them. How can you convince them that this thing is useful? It will be useful for them, to their children, to the next generation of this, and that they have to learn to do things differently from what they are doing now. That's what he's asking you. How do you convince the people that new things we are bringing are beneficial? Thomas, am I right?
Yes, you're right. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Councillor.
These people, we can...
I couldn't hear you in the first sentence, but now I can hear you again. All good.
These people, we can convince them by interacting with them, showing them the benefit of what Motherland is trying to do to them. And I think people will agree, because this thing is obvious, and it's already like this is the problem they are having, and plus the solutions Motherland is bringing to them is something that is very realistic. It's not something that's out of the box, or like they are coming to exploit them or something like this. For example, here in this in agriculture, all the benefit is for their own benefit and development, and plus like we can approach them in a manner like if like they are having problem in planting or something like this, the approach we can approach them is that like we can tell them methods of how they will appropriate time of planting, maybe the better soil conservation techniques, something like that. And we can also say that feed improve varieties of seed and feed. This, if they tried this and tested this themselves and they see the outcome or the output, they will testify that Motherland is here to help them, not to expel them or other things. So I think by sitting, communicating with them, conveying the information to them in a way that they will understand and be open to them, so that they can they'll feel comfortable approaching you, asking questions, or if they think there are some clarifications they need to know, they will feel comfortably, openly to come and approach you. I think if they feel that that level of how would I say that level of their safety, and we are from them, we come down to their level of understanding and everything. I think if they feel that we are near them, we are with them, like they will agree.
Cool. Very good. Final question. You've worked in several situations, also in teams, right? When you were at the hospital or at university, and did you ever lead a team?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think since my primary school, I think leadership was gradually built in me since primary school, where I was the class captain up to secondary school. I was still the class captain for like 3 years, and also I was opportunity to be in charge of our school library till graduation. So I think this, and I discharged my duties successfully. So I think this have gradually created the sense of leadership in me.
Nice. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
So we thank you, Pastor, so much, and the grace of God will hear from us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, Thomas, now we are going to invite Ravi in.
Okay.
In the next 2 to 3 minutes.
Wonderful. And thank you again, Kausa, for your time.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Wonderful.
I didn't write you back about the MOU.
Yeah.
Until now, just I want to make just the point I want to make. The whole things you write are perfectly rhyme with my own idea. They are okay. But what I thought we should do also in the areas of responsibility, maybe as an appendix or addendum, put them specifically. Musa Dankano Farms, A, B, C, D, Motherland, A, B, C, D, as an annex. So just to make it clearer, I and you know exactly what you want to do as a group, also as individuals. But as other people are joining us, we're hoping to expand. As other people are joining us, it's easier for them to see exactly where each one of us is and where we are headed to.
Yes.
But think about it. Think about it. If it is okay, you can insert it.
I totally agree.
But I'm perfectly all right with what you have already written.
So in the what we can do, there's a point. Let me see on. It's called implementation. And then there are
Right.
four steps: community identification, challenge identification, solution identification, and then implementation. And there it's written who is more in charge. In
Yeah.
I can make those more precise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could help, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's all right. This is so. Rabiatu is here. I want her to join now. Let me give her the password of the Wi-Fi so that she can join us.
All right. Wonderful.
Yeah. Password Rabiatu R capital. Kerubuta Rabiatu. Capital letter R na farko. Then others kanana. Sinsa? The 018. The 0128, sorry.
Zero
128. She is coming in.
Good.
You know, here our networks are very slow.
Well, they're the same in Germany very often. Sometimes they're better in Africa.
Tom. Are you with us?
yes.
You seen her?
Not yet, no.
Come on. Again.
Now she's coming in.
Oh, she's coming in. Okay.
Still connecting.
Connecting.
Still joining.
Connecting by Zoom. Sorry, Thomas. I'm trying to
Don't worry.
assist her.
Don't
We're
worry.
using the same Wi-Fi. Okay, we're waiting for you to.
I see her joining twice now. Like now it works.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hi.
good to see you.
Hi, Thomas.
Shehu, I'm gonna mute you again because there's an echo otherwise. Okay. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello, guys.
Yes, yes.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Is doing something.
Do you hear me?
Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Good. There's a delay. There's a delay. Is it possible to somehow go to another room so we can avoid the echo? Is it possible to somehow go to another room so we can avoid the echo?
Okay, so okay, we're moving to another room.
Okay. Okay. So,
So you are still there?
okay.
Okay,
So, unfortunately, Sebastian cannot be here today because he's has to look after his children at the moment. But we're recording our conversation, and since we already met, he will look at the recording later. So it would be really great if you could talk a little bit about yourself first, who you are, so he has a chance to get to know you. And then we talk about Motherland, about how you understand Motherland. And then finally, we talk a little bit about what you would do when we start working with Motherland. Okay. So go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Rabi Atu Abubakar Sadiq, and I attended my primary school at Ra'an Nursery and Primary School, and my secondary school at Great Ambassadors International School. Then I attended my university at Al-Qalam University, Katsina, where I studied BSc Biology. And I graduated with second class lower. So that's something. That is something about me. Yes.
Something you
and I
achieved,
like
yes.
traveling. Yes. My best hobby is I like reading and traveling. That's my hobby.
What are you passionate about?
Like yes, like farming. I like, because my father is a farmer, so I like farming.
You like farming? Okay, nice.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think about Motherland? What can you, in your own words, describe what we want to achieve with Motherland?
Yes, I want Motherland to have like
Rabia to
yes.
understand the question.
Okay.
He's asking you, what have you understood about Motherland? What do you think they want to do and what they want to achieve? Not what
like,
you want Motherland to do.
Okay, like Motherland wants to have a lot of people, most especially women, small children, and they want to decrease the number of poverty or eradicate poverty.
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
And yes, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Okay.
And
Yes.
do you remember what we discussed last time of how we want to do this?
Yes, I can remember.
Okay, what can you repeat in your own words? I just want to be sure that we're on the same page here.
Okay, the first thing is that you want to expose people to modern world so that they can know their career choices. Then the next step is that you want to understand what they need, their needs. After that, then they can help them with what they have, like capital and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the first step, the modernization, so to say, is to try to find existing startups or existing solutions from Africa for specific problems the community has. So what would you say when we say we start doing this now, right, together, and there are these two white guys from Germany who know less about Nigeria than you know about Germany, right? We have no idea. So this is why we want to work with somebody on the ground, right? And this would be you. So somebody who is taking the lead on the ground, and this is why we need to understand what you would do, right? What would you do given our scope? What do you think are the most important things that need to be done in the beginning?
First thing, like what you need to do first.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas, if I come in.
Yes, please.
What Thomas is asking you is, you know what Motherland wants to achieve. If they select you to be the person on the ground, you at the scope of their work, how are you going to work to get them to achieve the targets they are intending to do? Because like he told Hadija, how far they go is how far we here on the ground work. So how do you intend to carry out the work?
The first thing you need to do is that to know the people, their culture at that particular place. Know their culture, what they want, and become part of their family so that you can know them as well as they can even trust you to do something better for them. They can trust you so that you can be part of their family and you can know what they want and so on. So the first thing is that to know what the kind of people that are living in that environment and their culture, so that you can learn something from them. By then you can understand what you can do first for them so that you can help them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Understand them first, be part of them. Yes.
And how would you become
As
part
a
of
family.
them? So how long would that take to, in your experience, to get their trust?
Okay. Adopt to their culture. That is the first thing you need to do. Adopt, like be part of them, be doing like you are adopting their culture, their religious and so on.
Okay.
By then they can trust you and you can achieve what you want.
And to me, that sounds like this takes a long time. How long would you think that takes in a community?
No, by like when the first time you are there with them, like feel free to talk to them. Feel free, show them that you are one of them. By that, they can even trust you more.
Okay. So you're saying it's quick?
Yes.
Thomas, if I can come in.
Yeah.
You know, Rabia, the first thing you are invited to this interview, you are already existing within the community which you have chosen to work with.
So I will assume
so you know
that
their culture, you know their religion, so you build on top of that.
Okay.
Yes, you already know those things.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you already know those things, then how do you start to work?
How do you know the religion or the culture? How do you start work with them?
How I can start working with them? The first thing is that I will show them the importance of, like, so many of them have talent, so they don't know how to use that talent. First thing, expose them to the modern world so that you can know their career choices, like what they want to do in life. After you expose them to the modern world, then you can, by that, you can know what they actually want. By then, you can continue with that process.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When you know what they really want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the next step is to find out what their real problems are in getting what they really want.
Yes, because many of personally already have problems, so we need to know their problems. After that, then problem solving. If you have a problem, you must have the solution. So by that problem, when they told you their problems, then you can see a way that you can help them to solve that problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, of course, the way we think about this is that once we solve the problem, we do this hopefully with some software, right? And package that as a solution.
Yes.
You can imagine this like the operating system on your phone, right? And this helps the community do things better, and there are certain apps on there that help them do things better. Now, once you have established that in one community, you need to bring this to the next community. Yeah. So it's really important to understand how that process works. Do you have any thoughts about how would you go about taking that to the next community?
Like to the next step?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The main important thing in this organization is to help people. So that is the main thing we need to do. Like after knowing their problem and solving that, then we can help them with the things we have, like materials we have on ground. We can help them with that, like based on their career choices.
Okay, and when you say career choices, what do you have in mind? What is that kind of career choices that the people might make?
like a lot of them have like their career choices, a lot like they are based on agriculture.
Mhm.
So they need someone that will train them on that career choices they have in mind. So we need trainers so that they can train them on that thing they want to do, all their choices in life.
Mhm. Okay. In your life, you've done a lot of things, right? And you've worked with other people in teams, right? Have you, when you worked in a team, also
Yes.
led a team? Have you been the leader of a team?
In school, when we are doing our presentations, we know we have a lot of presentations in school. I always been the leader of that group during presentations.
Okay. Good. When you think about what we do here, this is in a way it's very entrepreneurial, right? When you have to describe what an entrepreneur is, how would you describe an entrepreneur?
What?
How
I
would
can't
you
hear you.
How do you describe an entrepreneur?
Hello?
Hello, Thomas, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. I hope the connection is good.
Hello,
The question.
Thomas.
Yes.
Are you
Do you hear
with
me?
us? Okay.
Do you hear me?
Okay, she didn't hear the question, so I was
Okay.
asking her to define what entrepreneur is.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship or an entrepreneur. Can you define that? Rabia.
Yes, an entrepreneur is someone that wants to start. Yes, is someone that wants to start a business or something that he has in mind, like his talent. He wants to start a business on his own. That is an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Different kind of businesses.
Would you say that
That is an entrepreneur.
would you say that you are an entrepreneur?
Yes, I can say that.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur. Yes.
That's nice. Cool. Do you have a question for me?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have 3 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
The first question is that when running this organization, I want to know the challenges you have faced, and the successful things you have achieved. That is the first question.
So we started about 2 years ago, trying to understand
Yes.
what it is that we can do to help existing rural communities to become self-sufficient. And we were doing this all the way remotely from Germany. So getting into contact and getting into real conversation with people all over Africa, that was the first challenge. Another challenge is to find really good and reliable partners that we can do this with on the ground. And the third challenge is to get the funding that we need to actually make this a reality. So I think we're now at the step where we have to solve and are trying to solve the third challenge, meaning getting the funding aligned to make these things happen. Does that answer your question?
Then the successful things, yes, you have achieved during the past 2 years.
So I think successes that we have achieved is that we found some really good partners along the way, right? So overcoming these challenges was the successes. So the current success that we have to have is to get some money. But finding partners, having really great people from all over Africa that believe in what we do, that is a real success for us.
Thank you. Then my second question. No, that is second.
That's the second.
My second question is that we all know, we as humans, we all have our challenges, even if it is personal challenges. What push you through? Like, even if you are on your feet, you raise up and told yourself that I can do this. I want to do this, I can do it, and I can. Nothing is impossible in this world. I want to know how you go through some stages while running this organization, because easy. I want to learn something from you.
It's easy. I want to make sure that I do everything in my power to leave the world in a better state than I met it, right? And I want to do this for my children and all other children. So I want to be able to look my children in the eye and say, I did everything I can. That's easy.
That's really nice. Then my third question is that, are you going to pay us a visit, or you are just going to present someone that will be representing you instead?
Sorry, I didn't get that acoustically. Can you repeat?
Are you going to pay us a visit in this country, or you are just going to represent? You are just going to present someone that will be representing you?
We'd love to come, for sure. So once we start working, we will definitely come. Yes.
Thank you. We're really happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that.
Thank you. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. My regard to Sebastian, even though he's not around.
I will send it. He will have to have a look at the video. Yeah.
Okay.
And we will get back to you soon. Unfortunately, my time is running out. I need to get into another call in 2 minutes.
Okay, Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We should. So I will send the video to Sebastian. I will also update the MOU.
Yeah.
And I will then send you the updated MOU and the feedback from Sebastian in an email as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And then we should set up a call for between us to do concrete planning for the next steps. So we can update you on what's happening on our end.
Okay.
Yeah, what's happening on our end, how we intend to solve the funding issue, and what the next steps should be that we do together.
Okay. That is great. We are very, very grateful. Thank you very much.
We are grateful
and, please extend my warm regards to Sebastian, his children, and I wish the person who is not feeling well, God should help in healing or comforting the families and the person.
Thank you very much.
We thank the young girls who took time to talk to us.
I will extend that. Thank you very much.
So I wish you a successful meeting.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and